We can find everybody not guilty, we can leave right away. All right.
This woman was charged with improper display of plates. This is one of those offenses that were intentional and the perpetrator is aware that what they're doing is wrong and they do it anyway. Well, here's her excuse.
Did you have one plate on the car?
Yes.
Why?
My husband had purchased a new car and he had
So you put one plate on one car, one on the other?
to drive it home.
That's exactly what you're not supposed to do.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of it.
You wasn't aware of that?
He had done it.
She claims she wasn't aware of it, though the car was in her name. He had done it without telling her, but she's obviously not very well versed in that aspect of the law because you also have to take into account the insurance.
If you're driving two cars with one registration, right, that means either one or both cars are not insured now because your insurance company isn't going to insure two cars.
We have registered now. He just bought it.
Oh, I know. I know. Well, I don't know.
Judge Caprio asks her how long she'd been driving the car uninsured, and she claims it was that one time. Unfortunately, no one's going to believe that. The chances are just too slim for that to happen.
The time that he
just that 1
purchased it.
hour. It was just what happened that 1 hour it happened. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. All right. Inspector Quinn, just when I need you, you're not around.
Go ahead, Judge.
Oh, Inspector Quinn. Miss Constant had one plate on one car and one on the other. Her husband did this.
We don't live in some storybook world where things happen in that manner. Though her husband was the one driving the car, she's the one that's got to pay the fine because it's her car and it's in her name.
Melinda, I think you want to tell your husband that he owes you $85.
I tried.
All right. It's $85. The plate was on the car more than once.
An immigrant who doesn't speak English comes to court with their translator after being summoned to court for illegal parking.
You are her translator? She is charged with parking on the sidewalk.
She wasn't parking in the sidewalk.
Well, it solves that. Inspector Quinn, she wasn't parked on the sidewalk.
Then we didn't need the translator.
Yeah, we don't need a translator here. This is an easy case. Everyone in the courtroom now wants you to translate for them.
It's commendable how Judge Caprio lightens the air in the room and makes them speak. Well, the translator was kind of a witness to it all, so she can give all the details. She claims that Cayman was blocking her driveway, and it was on purpose because they have kids and they wanted them to play outside. Well, the police were alerted and they came like 3 heartbeats later.
So we put the car in my driveway so the kids can go to the street. And the police came and we explained to him, but he was in some attitude, and we leave him. And I tried to move the car, and he was like, no, get out. I'm giving you a ticket, and I'm like, but I was moving the car. No, don't move the car. I'm gonna give you the ticket and then you move the car.
There's a place where the translator's getting it wrong. It's the fact that she claims the car was blocking her driveway, not the sidewalks. That doesn't make any sense because the end of the driveway is the sidewalk.
When you first enter your driveway from the street, right? That portion of your driveway is considered a sidewalk.
That wasn't blocked.
That was not blocked?
No.
So she wasn't blocking the sidewalk at all?
No, that's what I mean. I don't know why the ticket is like blocking a sidewalk.
She's still insisting that the car wasn't blocking the sidewalk, and unfortunately, she doesn't have any proof to further explain how unusual her driveway is in relation to the sidewalk.
And he didn't understand Spanish, so he said, I'm going to give her a ticket. So you went out and you threatened the police officer, right?
No, I was going to move the car for her.
Yeah. He said, don't move it. And what did you,
Yeah.
You had to say something to him.
No.
You
More problems.
You just started telling him what you thought of him, did you?
No, I was silent.
Honestly, Judge Caprio's probably the only person that would overlook how the translator chose to dress in a tube top to court. Any other judge would have definitely had something to say. He even offers her some advice.
Something about your story, I'm going to give you a break on it. Anybody else that parks on your sidewalk, right? Make sure you don't go out there and embarrass or insult or threaten the parking enforcement officer. You hear me? Inspector Quinn, what do you think about this? You think she threatened them?
I would definitely be intimidated if she come.
But at first blush, you sort of get a chip on your shoulder, you know? You know that chip on your shoulder? Okay. Now, if you're as big as Inspector Quinn, maybe you could have a chip on your shoulder. You better be careful.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
See, she takes the advice pretty good, Inspector.
A woman was summoned to court for a violation. The violation was documented and the vehicle was in her name, but it turns out she wasn't the one driving the car. Her husband was.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Linda.
This is my wonderful husband. I got the ticket. He was driving my car. I'm not guilty. He is. Let me explain what happened.
I can't
I
wait.
get the ticket in the mail.
She had seen the ticket in the mail and she was surprised. She asked her husband what it was and he didn't want to make a big deal about it, so he asked her to pay for it.
I said, you went through a yellow light? He says, yeah. I said, I'm not paying it. We're going to fight this.
You have to fight him.
Yeah. So anyway, our son was in the hospital.
He told her that he went through a yellow light and she was ready to fight it at court, but upon seeing the video, she realized her husband went through a red light, not a yellow light.
So the first thing you did was throw him under the bus.
I'm not throwing myself under. You know?
So you think he's really guilty, huh?
When I looked at that video, if I was a policeman, I would say he was guilty.
Guilty.
Me too.
She still didn't understand it well, so Judge Caprio explained it to her again. Her husband had crossed the red light at 0.3 of a second. It wasn't much to her, and she expresses herself like she's been since she entered the courtroom.
You go through this every day?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been happily married for 43 years, right?
Yes, dear.
Her asking him how long they've been married for confirmation and him answering it in that manner kinda sealed the moment. Her husband is such a quiet and patient person, and she's like the exact opposite. It's kinda beautiful and a little scary to see.
Right, or do you say, hey, you 3/10, pay the fine? What do you do?
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Because it's your
And
husband?
he has to take me to dinner.
Oh,
That's the deal.
well,
I have to agree with her, Your Honor.
This man had over 25 parking tickets that he's come to court several times to settle. He promised to pay $100 a week, but he's not kept his promise.
but you paid $300 on a $1,000, $1,100 balance, and you never paid not one penny of the remaining balance. You never paid. Then you changed your registration. You got a different registration. Figured, how could they ever know it's me? So you got a different registration.
The man was trying his best to be as sketchy as possible, like he wouldn't be caught eventually. He even went ahead to change his registration, which I'm sure cost money. Money that he could have used to pay his parking tickets.
What do you want to tell me about this?
Well, I've been out of work the last 6 months.
Well, we haven't changed our phone number. You know, we've got the same phone number, and these other tickets were not within the last 6 months.
I agree.
These other tickets go back 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, so we're going back then. Now you're out of work. I understand that.
Some people never learn their lesson. He's got so many unpaid tickets already, and now he's got a new registration trying to avoid them, only to get 8 more. How hard is it to properly park a car?
Well, there's not much wiggle room for you here because you've showed complete and total disregard for this court. You came in, you paid the $300, you said, forget those guys, I'm from Massachusetts, right? I don't come to get there that often, I'll change the registration, and I'm skating free.
Judge Caprio is usually really understanding, but there's an understanding that this man is a criminal and he's got to pay the money he owes.
You walk and then you get booted again. Well, it's a little different. Your problem is that your car is now towed, which means you're paying storage fees every day where the car is. I don't know what it is, $30 a day?
Around that, Judge.
Somewhere around there. So now you're paying storage fees, now you got the boot fee.
What about the interest? Can you do anything with that?
Honestly, even if he had paid the tickets, that doesn't mean that he won't make the same mistakes again. Change is not really in his dictionary.
You haven't shown much of an effort here. It's a $100 boot fee. On the new tickets, it's $160, so that's $260. You have a balance of $790 on the previous tickets, so it's back to $1,050.
Even when he's hard on him, Judge Caprio is still really honorable. He even tries to cut the expenses to the size that the man can afford.
If you don't pay it and you ever come back again, I'll waive nothing. All the penalties that I waived, I'll put back on. Okay? You know, I really don't want to persecute you,
Thank you.
right? But I don't want you to insult the court either, okay? Make sure.
Thank you, Judge.
I know you got knocked down, right? It's no sin to get knocked down. It's a sin not to get back up. So get back up.
This lady comes to court without having an idea of how many offenses she's committed, and looking at the document, she was pretty surprised herself.
The same location, Allen's Avenue and Terminal Street.
Three
Allen's-
parking tickets?
No, 3 violations.
Oh, okay.
3 red light violations on Allen's Avenue and Terminal Street. We're going to look at the...
No, I don't need to look at it because
Well,
everybody else you looked at, they was guilty, so I don't want to see it.
Well-
I already finished it. I don't want to see that shit.
She knew she was guilty, so she told them not to show her evidence of her violations. Well, that's one way to be honest.
I don't want to see that.
Well, you're going to see it. All right, Lisa, let's look at 716, please. Yellow. Was she past the line?
She was close, Your Honor. She was about right at the line.
Okay.
It was at 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah, let's see 146, please. Stop it.
They still had to see it to check the details on the road to know what offense she actually violated. She passed the first stop line, so Judge Caprio dismissed both violations.
So these 2 are going to get dismissed, and we're going to look at the 3rd one now.
Okay.
You still don't want to see it?
No, I want to see them all now. Now I want to see everybody.
You want to see everything, right? All right.
I was just trying not to take up time.
All right, let's look at 636, please. The light is red. Oh, you went right through this one.
I did.
They evaluate the violations, and Judge Caprio comes up with a sum of $170.
That's a lot of money. Okay. Okay.
You need time to pay it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how much time do you need?
I don't know. Give me a month.
All right, can you pay any of that today?
No. I didn't plan to pay anything today. I didn't have it to pay.
All right, what I'm going to do is, since I'm looking at these, I'm going to look at all of them. Lisa, let's look at 535, please.
He checks it again and reduces the fine to $85. Imagine if they didn't check the videos like she wanted. Her fine would have been triple that amount or more.
But I'm
Now, I'm going to
paying.
ask you again. When you first came here, I said, you want to see them? You said, I don't want to see anything. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I don't want to look at anything.
Because I didn't want to take up time. I wanted to get out of here.
I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to see them?
Yes, from now on, I would want to see them.
You want to see everything?
Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
good luck.
This woman, Mary, took a chance to park her car, and 30 minutes later, she saw a ticket on it.
These are the city ordinances.
Okay,
And I know you're from Rehoboth.
yes.
And we have an unofficial rule that anyone from Rehoboth has to read the city ordinances before they park in Providence. Do you have curb cuts in Rehoboth?
I don't think we have curbs,
You don't have any curbs? No? No sidewalks?
no.
Well, honestly, that's pretty understandable. She's not used to the roads and rules in Providence, so it was surprising that she got a ticket for parking the way she normally would in her hometown.
Park
Oh,
in
I see.
Rehoboth anyway. Besides Dunkin' Donuts on.
Do you have any parking
Route 44.
regulations there?
Not that I'm aware of.
No. Oh.
There's really nowhere to go besides,
Is Rehoboth, is it in the United States?
It is in the
Oh, it
United
is?
States.
Okay, I didn't know.
There's one main drag, Route 44, and everything has contained parking.
The judge throws the book and tries to teach her to follow the rules in their state of Rhode Island.
Taxes
Yes.
might be real low there.
They are actually, compared to Providence. So,
All right, Mary, I'm going to dismiss it.
thank you,
All
sir.
right. Remember in the future.